Big breaking developments coming in. We're shifting our focus to the state of Karnataka because on a day when the entire opposition here in the national capital, all the parliamentarians held a protest rally right up to the Nirvachan Sadan, several detentions from Priyanka Gandhi to, Rahul Gandhi, Akhilesh Yadav also climbing onto a barrier. In the state of Karnataka, when it comes to the allegations of vote chori, it seems to be it's a Congress versus Congress. Now, Congress Minister K.N. Rajanna in Karnataka has been asked to step down. However, Rajanna himself says, and I quote, "Why should I resign?" He says he will meet Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and talk about it. As per reports, the Congress High Command strongly displeased over Rajanna's statement, is what we're learning.
ಅವರು ಅಕ್ರಮವಾಗಿ ಇವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿ ವೋಟ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದು 100% ಸತ್ಯ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡನೇ ಮಾತಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಡ್ರಾಫ್ಟ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಲ್ ರೋಲ್ಸ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕೋ ಬೇಡಪ್ಪ, ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕೋ ಬೇಡ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾದೇಪುರದಲ್ಲಂತೂ ಮೋಸ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ನಿಜ. ನಾವು ಅವರು ಡ್ರಾಫ್ಟ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಲ್ ರೋಲ್ಸ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಾವು ಅಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಹಾಕಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ, ಅದು ನಮ್ದು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಅವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಸುಮ್ಮನಿದ್ದು ಈಗ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಆಯ್ತು, ಈ ಒಂದು ಘಟನಾವಳಿಗಳನ್ನೇನು ನಡೆದಿರೋದನ್ನ ಇವತ್ತು ಪ್ರಚಾರ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ನಾವು ರಾಹುಲ್ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಅವರ ನೇತೃತ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ. ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಎಚ್ಚರಿಕೆಯಿಂದ ಇರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಮಾರ್ಗಸೂಚಿ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಬಯಸ್ತೇನೆ.
My colleague Mohammad Wajiullah joins us on the broadcast here, tracking developments on the ground. A big explosive story that you're tracking for us, Waji, at this point in time. But one has to also understand, because if you take a dispassionate view of what, the minister here is trying to say, there is some sort of logic in what he's trying to put out. But this can clearly be a prestige issue when Rahul Gandhi is trying to, set up that entire campaign against vote chori allegations, and then your own minister in a state that you're ruling yourself comes out with this statement. So, displeasure of the Congress High Command quite clear. Will he step down? Will he not step down? Meetings, how did they go? Help the viewers. Over to you, Ajit.
Well, Kabir, firstly, we need to understand Rajanna is somebody who's been known for taking pot shots of his own party, and in the past he's done that quite oftenly. And if you remember, he spoke on Saturday, and the bite that we played on air, where he's mentioned that before we question anybody, we should question ourselves, because when the voter list was made, it was made under the time when we were the government. Why didn't we object at that point of time? Clearly highlighting that the voter list, though made by the EC, happened during your rule. It was you who should have pointed out at that point of time. But if you understand the overall context of the expose happened after voting had happened. So the Congress is somewhere or the other trying to defend themselves, but at the point like this, where they are pushing forward the voters chori campaign forward, Rajanna coming out and giving this statement has backfired very badly, because Rajanna is somebody who's very, very close to Siddaramaiah. He's one of his close associates. And in the past also, he's somebody who's embarrassed the government time and again. If you remember, he was the one who had said that there is phone tapping and honey trapping that has been done to him in the assembly, but was not able to give any proof of that when the investigation was going on, which embarrassed the government at that point of time. He was again somebody who was asked when Randeep Surjewala had come to meet all the MLAs. He was one of those who had alleged about honey trap and about the lack of funds. But when it came to meeting Randeep Surjewala, he went abroad. So time and again, he's somebody who's embarrassed the party. And this time when he spoke about this particular issue, we believe the High Command decided that it is high time that we put an end to somebody who has not learned from his mistake. And that is why today the High Command is pushed forward asking Rajanna to resign. Though Rajanna, speaking exclusively to our sister concern, TV9, has gone on to say that why should I resign? I will first go and speak to the Chief Minister, and that is when I'll take any decision if I have to take. So it is now remains to be seen what conversation he has with the Chief Minister, because right now he's sitting outside the Chief Minister's office with Parmeshwar, who's the Home Minister, who's already having a meeting with Siddaramaiah inside. So it remains to be seen what goes about inside. But it is very clear that the High Command is unhappy with Rajanna, and they are the one who's put the hammer on him and have asked him to resign. Now it remains to be seen how long will it take for him to resign, because while going inside, he spoke to our associate who was there at the assembly, and he's clearly said that why should I resign? I will only take a decision after I speak to Chief Minister. Now it remains to be seen what does he decide.
You know what,
Because
Vajji? When it comes to the state of Karnataka, there are some things that the High Command decides, but there are some things that the DKS Sindharamaiah duo also, have some say in. Now, is Rajanna's loyalty going to save him, or has he really crossed the line this time around? What does your own, experience and political sense of Karnataka tell you at this point in time? Because having a leader who's diabolical and sort of self-destructs on his own party on an issue like the vote chori, which is such a major campaign for Rahul Gandhi here on the national level, how is this now going to fare for Rajanna? It seems like, from a limited opinion, the end of the road for the minister.
Well, Rajanna is a tall leader when it comes to the Congress party. He's a close associate of Siddaramaiah, somebody who's very loyal to him. But with his statements in the past, right now, with the three instances that I've given about one, him talking about honey trapping, that too in the assembly, and not being able to prove it later on, which embarrassed the government, which became a huge uproar with the opposition picking up and saying that their own ministers are getting honey trapped. And then again, him not showing any proof with regards to that. Then him coming out and not meeting Randeep Surjewala when all the ministers, MLAs met him one-on-one, talking about the problems that the state is facing. He ran away to this thing. It now remains to be seen how dicey his position has come down to. Him right now being sidelined by his own party leaders, because today morning, on Saturday, when he spoke about the voter list, he spoke about the fact that why weren't we not vigilant before when the voter list was prepared. That was something nobody had a clue about, is what the Congress party unofficially believes, because it is only after the voting was done, when they saw a pattern in the voting, this thing, be it in Haryana, Maharashtra, or Karnataka, and how it wasn't resonating with what was happening on the ground, is when they decided to do an investigation, and that is when they came about the problems that the voter list or the voter fraud that was going on. So Rajanna speaking about it, that they should have thought about this beforehand, was something that could not be preempted by the Congress party itself. And that is why his statement somewhere or the other turns out to be damaging. Today morning, when we were asked this question to DK Shivkumar, he also clearly said that I have nothing to say with regards to Rajanna. And he hinted at that point of time itself that it is the High Command who will take a call. So therefore, somebody or the other had a clue that yes, there is going to be a big decision with regards to Rajanna. Because if you talk about this particular issue, Kabir, the Congress party has included all the India bloc leaders and are having a massive protest in Delhi, in various parts of the city. In Bengaluru also they had a protest on Saturday. And in today's protest, you saw all top leaders who were detained. You saw Akhilesh Yadav jumping over barricades. You saw
You're
Priyanka
absolutely
Gandhi
right. That's exactly what I was talking about. You've got such major, clamor in the national capital when it comes to the vote chori allegations and the vote adhikar rally that was carried out in Bengaluru as well. And now Rajanna, his own Congress minister, coming up with these statements. How will this fare for the minister and for the Siddaramaiah government? Will the chief minister have to make a beeline to the national capital? Because this seems to be a Siddaramaiah loyalist. Well, interesting developments.